Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is March 5th. On this day in 1943, an F2 tornado took a 3-mile path near St. Augustine, Texas. According to Thomas Grazulis, there was tornado and downburst damage observed. The tornado heavily damaged 50 homes and 4 churches. A boy was killed on a bicycle, though Grazulis said that it may not have been due to the tornado. The tornado injured 8 people. On this day in 1959, the state of Iowa was in the middle of a record-breaking 3-day snowstorm that lasted from the 4th through the 6th. The storm started in the morning of the 4th with light snow in western Iowa, then spread across the state and intensified with heavy snow falling from the night of the 4th through the 5th and into the early morning on the 6th in eastern Iowa. The snowfall and the follow-up effects were less severe in western Iowa and grew progressively worse as it moved eastward. In central Iowa, snow accumulated in the range of 6 to 10 inches, but in eastern Iowa, 12 to 20 inches fell roughly from Appanoose County through Tama County. Total snow accumulations include 12.9 inches in Waterloo, 14.5 inches in Decorah, 16 inches in Oelwein, 17 inches in Oskaloosa, 17.6 inches in Dubuque, 19.8 inches in Marshalltown, including 17.8 inches in only 24 hours, and 22 inches in Fayette, including 21 inches in only 24 hours. Winds increased steadily during the storm. Wind speeds reached 30 to 50 miles per hour at times and caused extensive blowing and drifting snow. Drifts 6 to 10 feet deep were common, and in northeastern Iowa, a few cities saw drifts as high as 15 to 20 feet. Also on this day in 1959, northern and central Oklahoma were hit with near blizzard conditions. Up to 7 inches of snow fell, and winds up to 50 miles per hour caused snow drifts 4 to 8 feet deep. In Edmond, a bus slid off the road into a ditch and overturned. This injured 16 people. On this day in 1963, an F4 tornado took close to a 15-mile path through Jefferson County, Alabama. This tornado hit the extreme southwest part of Bessemer and then moved through the downtown area. It then moved to the northeast through parts of Homewood and Mountain Brook, though most of the damage was in the first 2 miles of the tornado's path in Bessemer. Over 200 buildings were damaged, 29 were destroyed, and 25 suffered major damage. Outside of Bessemer, 40 buildings were damaged. This tornado caused 35 injuries, but no fatalities. On this day in 1989, parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia were affected by a tornado outbreak. An F2 tornado took a 53-mile path in eastern Alabama and western Georgia. 6 people were injured and 1 person was killed in a trailer near Franklin, Georgia. Grantville, Georgia was struck by an F3 tornado. This one injured 23 people, which included 8 in the destruction of a newly built motel. A trailer park and subdivision were also struck, and 86 homes were destroyed or damaged. On this day in 1998, dime to golf ball sized hail fell from a thunderstorm along a track from McLean to Leakesville, Mississippi. The worst damage was around the city of Leakesville. Hail depth was 6 to 12 inches throughout the city. The elementary school reported hail drifts to the bottom of the school's windows. On this day in 2011, an EF0 tornado struck the town of Crowley, Louisiana. Another one reportedly struck Greene County, Mississippi. This one formed in a squall line that hit portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Rayne, Louisiana was struck by an EF2 tornado early that afternoon. A mother was killed while she was protecting her daughter. 11 others were injured. 42 houses were destroyed. 48 suffered major damage. 79 suffered moderate damage. And another 514 suffered minor damage. On this day in 2022, the Midwest, mostly Iowa, was affected by a significant early season tornado outbreak before it transitioned to a damaging wind event across northern parts of Indiana and Illinois. A total of 32 tornadoes were reported, several of which were produced by a dominant supercell thunderstorm in central Iowa. The outbreak caused 7 fatalities and 11 injuries. The deadliest tornado was an EF4 that was on the ground for 94 minutes from 4:26 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and tore through the Des Moines, Iowa area. This tornado caused 6 fatalities, 5 injuries, and major damage along its path. It first touched down near the intersection of Deer Run Avenue and 280th Street to the north of Maxburg, then moved northeast. The tornado began to rapidly intensify while crossing mainly open farmland and forest. The tornado then began to approach the southern outskirts of Winterset as it crossed Carver Road just south of town. Several homes were destroyed or severely damaged, a few of which were swept away or leveled. Cars were flipped and thrown, outbuildings were destroyed, debris was blown long distances, and many large trees were snapped in this area. This tornado caused $220 million 2022 United States dollars in damage, which would equate to over $238.8 million in 2025 United States dollars. The whole outbreak caused over 56,000 power outages and $1 billion 2022 United States dollars in damage, which would equate to over $1.085 billion in 2025 United States dollars. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos I have been posted on this channel. And please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.